Welcome to story time with all of this crap. I can't be bothered to show. Oh, I'll show you. It's like cleaning out the old room of stuff, and I found a book that I wrote. So let's read it. I don't know what the camera look at. Ben and the Space Rocket by me. Ben and the Space Rocket. One day, Ben's mum told Ben to do the weekly shopping, but Ben only brought 5p to spend. Whoa, it's no money. So he brought a pack of magic stars. That's a sweet. There's little chocolates. Ben wore a blue t-shirt, black trousers, a red cap, and he had blonde hair. And that's him. That's what he looks like. That's not coming up on the camera at all. But it doesn't matter, does it? When Ben got home, he gave his mum the packet of magic stars. What? You mean you only brought some sweets? She cried out. But I only brought 5p to spend, said Ben. I mean, fair point, but why? His mum wasn't listening, and she threw the magic stars out of the window. I can see where this gets its inspiration. As it was a windy day, all the sweets blew all over the garden. Oh no. That night, when Ben was fast asleep, he heard a strange rustling sound coming from the garden. Then he sat up and looked out of the window, and he nearly fainted. Outside, he saw that all the sweets had changed into a giant rocket. Then he got dressed as quickly as he could and ran downstairs, opened the door using the door key, important detail, and went outside to explore the giant rocket. And what a rocket it is. You can see it's got a scary face, it's got like fire already coming out of it. It's got cool designs. It's very cool. I don't know whether I'm focusing on it or not. So yes. Oh, and it's constantly shooting a laser beam. That's an important thing of this giant rocket. Magic stars, chocolates turned into a giant rocket. Good. He got in and pressed a button which made it take off. Then he waited until it landed on Grachmet. That's actually a kind of unique name for a planet that's kind of actually pronounceable. It's a Grahqhmt. Grachmet. Like, that's not bad for a sci-fi made-up name. A planet zillions of kilometers away from Earth. What a weird planet. You know? You'll never be able to really understand what it... You know, you can't really zoom in on video footage like that, and it's probably out of focus, so don't even know why I'm showing you. He landed... Oh, this is fucked up. This page is fucked up. He landed off on the strange planet and opened the door, and he saw jewels, rubies and gold. He stepped out of the rocket and found a bag next to it. Then he started putting, with one T, the jewels in the bag. These jewels will make me rich, said Ben, as he was putting the gold in the sack. I spelled jewels with, like, Jewels. Yeah, I just spelled the bag wrong. I like that I used, obviously, like a shiny gold pen. You can see that shines nice. It's Ben with his shit. There's only one page left, I think. Oh, there's two. He grabbed the sack and was just about to put it in the rocket when a strange creature appeared. It looked like a spider with giant pincers. Ooh. Behind him was an army of scorpions and they were charging right for him. This is fucking sick. Very quickly he thought. Pause. Oh, full stop. That's the whole sentence. Very quickly he thought. Then he threw some leftover biscuits that he didn't eat on the way to the planet. You know, we didn't mention that earlier, that he was eating biscuits. Could have set that up, but, you know, this could be a payoff. But no, by the way, he was eating biscuits. On the floor, they started eating them very quickly. While the aliens ate the biscuits, Ben ran to the rocket, went inside and sat down. He closed the door and started the engine and flew all the way home. He lived happily ever after, with no A. He lived happily ever after. And he did it. Did he get the sack, though? He grabbed the sack. He was just about to put it in the rocket when a strange creature appeared. Blah blah blah. Scorpions. Army of scorpions, of course. I mean, look at that. Look at that guy. So fucking scary. So fucking. Ooh. I'm scared by this guy, and he's got his army of scorpions. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's a volcano in the back, because it's like lava and shit. Did he get the... I guess he lived happily ever after, so it doesn't matter whether I know whether he got the gold or not. But that's an important thing, like, did he just get it? Did he win? It's quite a good story. 10 out of 1. It's very weirdly... Alright. And that's the end of story time with me, unless there's more of these that... Pokemon picture book. I actually really love making... I remember loving making this, and this has a lot of memories. Let's look at what I've put in here. Obviously you got the Pikachu and the Pokemon logo. Don't know how old I was, but we got contents, right? Contents. Page 1, strong Pokemon. Page 2, funny Pokemon. F-U-N-E-Y Pokemon. 3, cross Pokemon. I think what I mean there is like angry Pokemon, like Pokemon that are cross, like and then index, which is page 4. It needs as an index, I guess. This is cool. Alright, so page 1. These are mostly traced, but I just I love this book, because I think I had like a thing. Like I had a thing that I was copying them from. But on page 1, these are the strong Pokemon. So we got Magikarp and Paras. We got Machop. We got Magnemite. We got Rattata. You know, these are the strong Pokemon. Shellder, Charmander, Weedle, Diglett, Jinx, Zubat, Squirtle, Haunter. That's a good one. Jigglypuff, Metapod, Onix, Coughing, Lickitung, Raichu, and Nidoqueen. Okay, so that's the strong Pokemon. Number 2 is the funny Pokemon. I don't know why these ones are funny. Because it's... I mean, some of them are definitely funny, but like... Gyarados? Why is he not... Why is Gyarados a funny one? Maybe it's because his mouth is big, and I thought that was funny. Golbat's here as well. Gyarados, Dugtrio, Electrode, Pidgey, Abra, Ponyta, Golbat, Slowking, Slowpoke, Slowbro, that's the one. Poliwhirl, Psyduck, Venusaur with Red Eye, and Oddish. And these are the cross Pokemon. It doesn't make any sense. This isn't even they're not even cross. Like some of them are. Again, some of them. Like, you know, what the fuck? We got Caterpie, we got Voltorb, understandable. Cubone, yes. Blastoise, yes. Electric, EVF, Jolteon. Poliwag, Scyther, Pikachu, Omanyte, and fucking the egg bitch. I forgot the egg bitch. Togepi. You know. So I apparently just decided that. Oh god. Here's the index. If you care to try and read this. I don't know whether the camera will focus on it. That's the index, in case you didn't hear me. That's what they're all called. Man. And look, there's a fucking picture that I drew without tracing. I love this book though, something about the pages that... Because it's tracing paper, but I stapled it onto actual paper so it doesn't look see-through. So it's like very smooth. No idea how old I was. Obviously older than Pokemon. Alright. I'm really just gonna like turn the camera on every time I find something funny. Here's a picture of The Simpsons. Obviously you got Homer here, you know, traced, obviously. And you move across, and I can't see the camera anymore. You move across, you see Marge there. Obviously not traced. Hey Marge, what's cooking? What you... Oh, I see what you're doing. You turn the TV off, you pull the TV cord out, and Homer's mad. Homer's mad at you for doing that. He's upset, but he's like drawn properly. You're just like fucking squashed face. Alright. This video is gonna be like 100 hours long. I totally forgot that I actually tried to make a magazine or a comic book. I liked the Beano and the Dandy as a kid. British comics, Google 'em. But like, I made like the cover page and a joke page, and let me read it. But look at that, crackers. I actually think this is like stolen, like the name was stolen from a children's book I read, where the kids in the book were at school and they made their own comic book called Crackers, and I think I just stole it. But like that, like screaming like, "Oh, I'm a dead skull," like on like it's like, "Oh, lovely kids thing, dead skull, ghost." There's a shoe. There's a cobra, there's an ant, there's a monster, there's a fly. Issue 1, puzzles, activities, stories, jokes, and spooks. I guess it was spooky. Alright. And it was 10p. 10p, so that's, you know, that's a reasonable comic price. You can't fucking, yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't do it. Alright. Hello folks, and welcome to the very first Crackers. In this week's comic, Slither Snake has volunteered to do the puzzles. Also, you will meet Fred Frog and Yeah, this is definitely like the Beano thing. The Beano is like a comic collection of character comics. So there's like 1 or 2 pages. It always starts with Dennis the Menace, and the Beano would, and the Dandy had like Desperate Dan as a cowboy. And there's all these different things, and I remember at the beginning of those things, they would have a page saying, "Hey kids, this is what the Beano is. Here's the characters you'll see, so this is this." I don't think there's actually any pages of the comic here, aside from the joke page. So anyway, hello folks, welcome to the very first Crackers. In this video, Slither Snake, that's the character, has volunteered to do the puzzles. Also, you will meet Fred Frog and Whiz Fly, Flick, Shiver, Bones, Lacey, and Zog. Oh, I almost forgot. There is a hidden worm on every page, so look for him. Hope you have fun. There's a hidden worm. Every page has a hidden worm. There's one page. Oh, find the hidden worm, dude. And so the comic begins. Alright. I can't find the hidden worm in this one. I forgot to put the hidden worm on the only other page of the thing. Alright, so there's the joke page. You got the thing. You know, jokes. Let's read the jokes. What school subjects are snakes best at? History. I think I might have copied these. What is the most popular sentence at school? I don't know. Oh. What's your new dog's name? Dunno, he won't tell me. Haha. Why did the elephant cross the road? To pick up the flattened chicken. For some reason, I think I made that one. Can you spell your name backwards, Simon? No, miss. I copied that. Teacher, why did you put that frog in Melinda's case? Boy, I couldn't find a mouse. What did the grape do when the elephant sat on it? It let out a little wine. Mrs. Brown, I took my son to the zoo yesterday. Mrs. Green, did they accept him? Oh. Yeah. Woman in bed. Ah! A ghost just floated in my room. Ghost. Don't worry, madam, I'm just passing through. Yeah, why are they're all jokes from, like, a thing? I've never... Why did the elephant cross the road to pick up the flattened chicken? Something about that seems like it was dumb. And not dumb in a deliberate way. I just made it like that. Anyway, that's Crackers. I tried to make it, but then here's another thing. It's Louis' secret thing. You can't find out what it says because it won't. Well, maybe you can. Louis' secret, SEECKREAT thing. Secret. Do you know why it's secret? Because it's stapled up. Stapled. I can never know what the secret is. You know what? It's been a number of years. I think it's time to find out what the secret is. I want to know, dude. Why would you hide this from me? This is tense. This could be like mind-changing, world-changing history. My secret thing. Dude, what was my secret? I'll just cut to when I've opened it, because this is... What? Alright, here's something. Right on the back. Such suspense. Something so stupid. Louis is The Rock, Henry is The Big Show, Lauren is Triple H. Lauren is my cousin, and at their house, or her house, there was a wrestling game on PlayStation, and Lauren and her two brothers got me and my two brothers when we were around to play WWF, WWE, whatever it was. And I guess at some point I had decided that I am The Rock. Can you smell what he's cooking? Henry is The Big Show, and Lauren is Triple H. And at the time, I guess it was just around the game, but now that I know who these people are, having gotten into wrestling a little bit, it's recontextualized a bit. Why just Lauren? Why not Charlie or the others? Anyway, maybe something to tell her? Okay, one last thing. There's a rocket story illustrated in this thing, but this thing is like a better written version. And I'll read it, because, I don't know, it's a story I wrote. Once upon a time, there was a boy called John who was 7 years old. One night, I guess this means I was 7 when I wrote this. One night he was reading a book when he saw a strange pointy thing headed towards Earth. I bet that's an alien invader, he thought. He saw it crash into a tree surrounded by a field. John liked to explore things, so he wanted to explore the rocket, but he would have to wait till Saturday morning, which would be tomorrow. Next day, John got up bright and early in the morning. He got dressed, had breakfast, and put on his shoes. After all that, John asked his mum if he could go to the big field with the tree in the middle. Yes, his mum said to John, why don't we make it a picnic? Yeah, said John. So John and his mum went on a picnic in the field, but when John got to the middle of the field, all he saw was the tree just standing there. John, come back here, said his mum. Okay, said John, and then he ran back to his mum, who was sitting on a picnic basket and taking the food out of the basket. So wait, hang on. He got to the middle of the field, all he saw was a tree. He couldn't find the thing. After they had their picnic, John asked his mum if he could go and play. Yes, said his mum. Then John ran his fastest to the bushes. As he moved a few branches aside, he saw it, the rocket. But there was no alien there. It was a rocket, just lying there. John didn't see why he couldn't go inside it. So he pulled the door handle with all his might, but he was only pulling the door handle. So when John pushed the door, his hand went through the door. What? Hang on, let me read that again. Alright. There was a rocket just lying there. John didn't see why he couldn't go inside it. So he pulled the door handle with all his might, but he was only pulling the door handle. So when John pushed the door, his hand went through the door. I guess this means the door was just not, you didn't pull it. When John noticed that he could go through the door without opening it, oh, it's just it's a magic door. So he took a deep breath and stepped into the door. Is this Steven Universe? When John got inside it, he saw lots and lots of machinery, computers, gadgets, buttons, and lots of other weird-looking things. John pressed one of the buttons, then the rocket started moving. Then he quickly jumped out of the door. When he got up, he saw that it had changed into a car, and it had said Extreme Car right on the front of it. He went inside it again and pulled a lever, and it started to move. John tried to get out of the car, but he couldn't. He was already strapped tight in the car seat. He pressed the undo button. It was for undoing the seatbelt, and it didn't work. He couldn't stop the car, so he yelled, "Help!" Then he heard something. It sounded like a ghost because it yelled like this. Ooh! John was so frightened he leaped way up in the air because his... Wait. John was so frightened he leaped way up into the air because his seatbelt undone by the ghost pressing the seatbelt, then landed on top of a tree. When he looked down, he was 90 meters above the ground. Wait, so he saw a rocket. He went to find it. You go through the door without pulling it, and then lots of other ways. John pressed one of the buttons, and the rocket started moving, and he quickly jumped out the door. Okay, so the button he pressed inside the rocket turned the rocket into a car, and it said it's an extreme car because it says extreme car on it, right on the front of it. He goes inside it, he pulls a lever, and it starts to move. But he was strapped into the car with a seatbelt, and he said help, and then a ghost helped him by undoing the seatbelt. But he was so scared by the ghost that he jumped 90 meters above the ground in a tree. And that's it. I like that story. It's good. Pretty good. This is the end of the video. I'm not doing any more. Right, one more. It's another Pokemon thing, but this time it's my Pokemon picture book that I drew myself. So it's original art. We got a table of contents. We got all of these are correct, I think. No, we got gas type and then poison type. I don't know why. There's gas and then there's poison type. And on this first page is the gas type. What's on there? There's Gengar, coughing, but there's the snakes. They're not gas type. You know, not even slightly gas type. They don't make gas. Water type. Here's all the water types. All of them. There's the ones. Good. Look at Squirtle. Looks like looks like Chucky, sort of from Rugrats. We got all the other guys. We got the fire guys. We got Charmeleon, Ninetales. Whoa! Look at Charmander. There's a good little Growlithe and a Ponyta. See, this is what you really want. This is what you want to see. Is not tracing. But is like the childlike. Oh, look at this! Look at these guys. It's the grass guys. But it's like he's got a really squashed head, dude. And then I don't know which one's which. I think that's Ivysaur. Venusaur's over there. Somehow got a thinner head than Ivysaur. And then there's Exeggutor and Oddish and Bulbasaur's down there. Execute, there's eggs, and there's the bugs, there's Venonat, and Paris, and Pinsir, and Scyther, and Beedrill. Yes. This is hard to film. Oh, here's my favorite. Here's my favorite, because he was so big. I loved how big he was. It's Onyx, and I drew him black and dark, because I liked that. And there's Diglett and Douglet and Douglet and Cubone and Bonecune. And then we got Snake and Snoik. Wait a minute, you've already been in this comic. You've been in the guest section. Well, now you're here. It's Snake and Snauk and Bat and the fuck is that? Oh, I crossed it out. There's Venomoth and a little guy. Jeez. I really like this paper. It's shiny. It's shiny and felt tip pens just slide over it. So I enjoyed drawing these. There's Meowth and Chansey and Ben, you can take a chance on me, motherfucker. Whoa, Raticate's radical, more like. Then we got the Electric. This is a good Zapdos. That's a proud moment. It's a good Zapdos, a good Magneton. Wait a minute. Yes, a Magneton. I'm not going crazy. That is his name. Electabuzz. That's Pikachu? Wow. Alright. And then those guys are crossed off because they suck. Then we got the tough guys, Mankey and Primeape and the Hitmon boys. Yeah, and then Onyx again, who just keeps going like an eternal snake, like an eternal cool guy snake. He just keeps on going, that guy. And I guess I didn't have a grey. No, I did have a grey. I have a grey here, but this is darker grey. This is way cooler. Cat, stop being right in the electrics. You'll get killed. And there's an Abra. That's a good Abra, I think. Executor, why are you all in different places? I mean, I guess you're both things. I drew you twice. But I didn't draw all 150 as Mewtwo there. You can see him. These are the flying. This is flying type. So we got Dodrio, Scyther, Articuno, and Dragonite. Those are the flying Pokemon. And here we have Pokemon names. This is just me writing down every single one. Not actually in order, I don't think. I don't think this is in order. If you look, you'll see it's just sort of... I just wrote all the names. I wrote them all. Ho ho ho. Hee hee hee. Stupid kid. Why are you spending so much time on that Pokemon, huh? Extinct. Do you like that spelling of extinct? Extinct Pokemon. Yeah, that's how you say it. Extinct. We got Kabuto, we got Kabiti, we got Dragonier. And this is the notebook. I think this was like a book, a Pokedex book, and at the end they had Pokemon notes, so I put a note page that I didn't write in, because I never wrote notes in books with notes pages in them. And then, just because this is so smooth and soft and silky, I drew a scribble, because it was fun. Oh yeah! Did I even show the cover? Pokemon, the book. Got another Onyx on there. Another Pikachu. It's quite a Psyduck. Hey, zoom in. That's my Pokemon life. Yes. That's enough memories forever. All these things will never be brought up again. That's why I filmed them, so I can just look back